Hello everyone, my name is David Allen Gay, and thank you very much for watching the 23rd episode of David Needs a Job. Okay, in my last episode, or as they say in your favorite television series, last episode of David Needs a Job, I told you that I was going to the dentist to take care of some dental issues and go for my regular dental checkup. Well, I come back from the dentist, and here's my little bag of stuff that I get from the dentist. Including a toothbrush and toothpaste, and my not so favorite part of the trip, the bill. And this bill has come to $185. I'm clearly in the wrong profession. I should have become a dentist. If it wasn't for the fact I'm terrified of the sight of blood, I would make a pretty good dentist, and I would make a lot more money than I'm doing right now, even when I was working full-time as an IT professional for the last 20 years. But the good news about this is I've mentioned in the past few videos that I have been struggling with a dental issue, and for the first time in about 15 months, I'm finally getting ahead of the game. My dental issues are starting to come under control. At least they're now a manageable situation. But I'll tell you something. My wallet has taken quite a few kicks to the stones in order to keep my bills paid, and my reserves are running pretty low. But okay, so you're wondering why the heck am I even talking about my dental issues or even about my teeth? This is supposed to be a David Needs a Job series, not David Needs New Teeth series. Well, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when you're looking for work, you assume naturally that the whole world is on hold around you while you're looking for work. I mean, you're that focused in looking for work. And rightfully so. You're looking for a job so that you can pay your rent and not get thrown out of your apartment. You get food on the table and not have to starve. And of course, you go to the dentist and get your teeth fixed, as opposed to not having any dental work done and you end up with no teeth in your face at all. Well, that's the reason why you get so focused in your job search. But the disadvantage to that is you tend to forget the fact that looking for work is not a linear process at all. It's more like a multi-thread process. Yeah, you got one thing that you're focusing on right now, but there are other things happening around you that you have to pay close attention to. And yeah, your health happens to be one of them. And the fact that I'm looking for work does not necessarily mean that I have to neglect my health or neglect my social interactions with friends and family, or take care of my other obligations that I have as a sovereign human being. These things need to be done. And there is a warning to be said about this. If you are too focused on looking for work or doing anything in one case, and you let these other things slide, well, they come back to bite you in the end. And now you're fighting a war on two fronts. You're now fighting a war on trying to find a job, and now you've got an additional situation where you're dealing with something that you neglected, and you had to come back and deal with that as well. So now you're fighting a war on two fronts. And, I've got quite a number of wars that I'm fighting right now. Not because I've neglected other things, it's just simply because life happens. Mentioned on my blog at davidallengay.wordpress.com, in a post called As the World Turns Over You, there was a situation where I had a mole on my back. And it was fairly large, and I've been examining it in the mirror. I can't seem to get a good look at it, so I'm spinning around like a dog chasing its tail, or more specifically, a stupid dog chasing its tail, thinking he can actually catch it. And I decided, well, one day I will go to the dermatologist and have it looked at. Now, that in itself turned out to be quite the adventure, because it took about 6 months from the time that I actually reported this to a GP to getting it removed off of my back through burning or freezing or whatever it was. It took a long time for that mole to be removed and wait for the biopsy report. When I was waiting for the biopsy report, which took about 3 months for it to arrive, I had to scale back my job search to a part-time or contractual type of search because I couldn't go for a full-time hire. The reason why is because if I did get hired full-time and then the biopsy reports came back positive, I would have to tell my new employer at my new company that I'm working for, look, I'm sorry about this, but I have to quit or go on some sort of extended leave because I now have to fight cancer. I'm sure the person would have understood, but it probably would have annoyed the hell out of them as well, because they went through the process of interviewing, found the ideal candidate such as myself, only to find out they'll have to do that entire process all over again. get a new person because I can no longer work for that company due to health reasons. Now, all of this happened about a year ago, and I am happy to report that the biopsy report from that removed mole came back negative. So I don't have cancer in that mole, and I don't have to worry about that part of my body anymore. So the moral of this episode that I'm trying to share with you today is don't forget about the other stuff around you. You may not think it's important. You may not think it's relevant or as pressing as your job search. And yes, while it is important to find a job and get some money in this capitalistic society that we live in, you can't ignore the other things because they could trip you up and derail all the hard work that you put into your job search. Anyways, that's my say for today. It's a short episode. I'm in a little bit of pain right now with the dental work that was done and the cleaning, so I'm not really in the mood to talk right now. I just want to thank you very much for watching this episode, and I will talk to you again in my next episode. Bye for now.